Recently, in January and February of this year, I got to work as a director of photography for a documentary in Central Africa about the Ebola outbreak. Doing it. So I wanted to talk about 10 things you should know when filming in a hot zone. Probably the first and foremost thing is you need to know the risks. You need to learn what you know and learn what is unknown. The unknowns might be the details of scientific evidence of how that disease is spread. Is it respiratory? Is it spread by bodily fluids? Or is it not fully researched yet? The other thing you need to start to do is a thing called research and learn about what are called the best practices. Best practices mean this is the best known approach we have to keeping you safe. Those are called best medical practices or best procedures. And if you're inquiring, you might want to inquire about what kind of practical protections are there for you as an observer. Meaning, do you have to wear the full-blown level 4 contamination protection suit with positive pressure ventilation? Or are you okay with face masks, gowns, gloves, and boots, etc., etc.? A lot of that depends on how physically close or how into the hot zone you're going. The hot zone is just an area of maximum concentration of any given epidemic or disease. The main thing, the biggest thing in situations where you're in a dangerous area when it comes to pathogens, the main thing is outline your procedures for safety. Keep them simple, keep them clear, know them, and stick to them. Never, ever let down your guard, not once. So, you've been filming for a week, you're tired, you just got back into the vehicle from filming in town near the Ebola hospital, you get in the vehicle and you're in a hurry to get to your next stop. Did you wash your hands? Did you decontaminate your boots? Is there anything on your clothes? Did you wipe down your equipment? Don't let it up just because, I'm so tired, or the other people aren't doing it. Quite frankly, if other people on your team are not following your protocols, they shouldn't be on your team. You should fire them. Don't mess around. With a disease like Ebola, one touch and you're done. It's not funny. It's not, don't be afraid. Be afraid. Be cautious. It wants to kill you. With something like Ebola, it's pretty simple. Stay 5 feet back from everybody. Don't touch anyone. Stay 5 feet back. Stay away. Somebody gets too close and they're standing too close, step back from them or call it out. Point at them and say, get away from me. We washed our hands in chlorinated water constantly. There were wash stations all over the place and roadblocks that we would pull up to. They'd make us get out of our vehicles and wash our hands as they observed us. Then they took our temperature and let us get back into our vehicles. So wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And in this case, because it was a remote part of the world in Congo, chlorinated water worked satisfactorily for the Ebola virus. Every virus has its own particular characteristics. So you need to check your protocols for what the best materials are for cleaning. On the washing thing, getting in and out of your vehicles, personally, every time you get in the vehicle, wash down your steering wheel, wash down your seat, wash down your door grips. Whatever it is that you think you're going to be touching, wash it down again, and it won't hurt to overdo it. In a situation like the Ebola, our rule inside the Ebola field hospitals was nothing touches the ground but the bottoms of our shoes and the bottoms of our tripods. We never, ever set a knapsack or a camera bag or a camera box on the ground. We always hung it from something, or even hung it from the tripods. We would use the tripods as like field hangers. because going out at the end of the day, we'd hose off the bottom of the tripods and hose off the bottoms of our shoes with the chlorinated solution. Camera equipment, always wash down anything that touches your interview subject, okay? Typically lavalier microphones. Wipe down the cord, wipe down the heads. If you have those windsock fuzzies, I took them off. Wipe down both transmitter and receiver. Wipe down the obvious body of your camera. As a backup for audio in these hot zones, a C-stand, a boom pole, and a good quality shotgun mic can reach that 6 feet in to your interview subject to get good quality audio. Plastic bags, clear plastic bags are really handy things, sort of like ponchos. Cover your equipment in plastic bags if you're worried. Remember that you're in an atmosphere where stuff can get onto the surface of your equipment and your clothing and be contamination prone for days. These viruses can live on surfaces, some viruses up to 9 days on materials like stainless steel. Every virus has its own characteristic of how long it'll stay on a given surface. So wipe everything down again and again. Batteries especially. One of the things that we dealt with in Congo, it was pretty hot. So sweat can be deadly. If you get sweat rolling into your eyes from your forehead and you've got an Ebola virus on the surface of your skin and that rolls into your eyes, your odds of getting it are much higher. Or a coronavirus. When things are too dangerous and it's not practical for you to go in and out of a super, like a red zone within the hot zone, a red zone means full protection gear required, send somebody else in that's already going in. Typically these are medical workers. Put a GoPro on their head, put a chest harness on them. The GoPros are washable. The harnesses are a problem. Soft fabrics don't wash off very easily. Our situation in Congo, Africa didn't involve COVID. And again, I think the simplest thing for me to say is know your procedures, outline your procedures, stay consistent with your procedures, and never, ever, not even once, do you deviate from it. If your crew gives you a hard time, your producer gives you a hard time, too bad. Maybe they don't need to be there or you don't need to be on that crew. Quite frankly, well, we got to move fast. It's like, look, I'm doing this the right way or the best known way, and that's how it needs to be. If you don't like that, let's have a little talk. All right?